Okay, let's see. Let's go this way a little bit. All right. Let me see. Let me get to my page. Dismiss that. Make sure that's off. And, all right. Good morning. I'm at page up. Let me do an at everyone. Tells me some members will be notified. Yeah, all the algorithm. I am live now. Okay. All right. Good morning, Alita. Doesn't even show that you're here. I just see the emoji on the computer, not on the phone. Go figure. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? I smudged my new deck of cards, but I haven't shuffled them. It's called, I'm not using this one yet, but it's called Intuitive Whispers. Hay House was having a sale and it's a new deck. So, there we go. We are it right now. I tagged everyone, see who's coming on. We're talking about today. Well, you know how it goes. This is the intention, and this is the card that I pulled. Spirit of Place. So just take a look at that, and you can see the butterfly kind of on her face and the connection to everything. Like, right, she's just part of everything. Part of the whatever. Oh, let me look at my cat. There we go. I see it differently. Part of the tree, part of the rock. She's just kind of worked in there. So Spirit of Place. Hey, Brad, good morning. Just talking about this particular card is talking about the spirit of every place. All the things, in the indigenous cultures, they honored everything. Everything had a spirit. And I get to remember that. Even my computer has a spirit, and I get mad at it and say not very nice things. So, you know. I'm frozen. I'm not cold. I don't know why I'm frozen. Am I frozen for you, Alita? Even my computer is not frozen. What? Last time it froze the whole time. Unfrozen. Okay, great. A little coffee helps with that. So the Enchanted Map is the deck I pulled that from. The Spirit of Place. So everything has a spirit. We have a spirit, everything has a spirit. And so when we honor that, life is a whole lot easier. I remember one of my friends, she'd always talk to things, every single thing, her furniture, her whatever, she would talk to it and say thank you. And I'd be like, I would just be watching her. I'm like, this is so weird, kind of weird to me and bizarre. And it's somewhere along the way I came to understand that everything has a spirit. And she has a relationship with everything in her world. And it made sense. All right, so it's our ancient ancestors believed that every place had a spirit looking after it or embodying it, just as we have a soul. The plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the Spirit of Place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. The answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. I don't know anybody who does that. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. And underneath the title, it says authenticity is the essence of power. So all about the authenticity. I do that all the time. I just thought I was crazy. Well, it's relative. That's relative. We are crazy. I thought I was crazy for a long, long time. Long, long time. In my recovery, I was just certain that I was literally crazy. There was always some kind of app running in the background. Yeah. I was absolutely certain of it. And then I was long sober. I'd been sober a long time, and I found this book called Grandchildren of Alcoholics. My parents were drinkers, so, I didn't really think much about it. And I read this book called Grandchildren of Alcoholics, and I probably exhaled for the second time in my life, and I went, I'm not fucking crazy. Oh my God, I'm a product of my environment. My parents didn't drink, but they came from the isms of alcohol and narcissism. So even though they didn't do the actions in terms of drinking or whatever, something symptomatic, the behaviors are all there. So yeah, I thought it was crazy for years. And it's completely relative, right? What's our definition of crazy? So let's just, you can unpack that. All right, so this is about being authentic, honoring the places you live, honoring the spirits of your land. Go out and talk to your trees. Listen for your messages. I did not do that this morning, but I try to do that every day. I'm still, it started last Thursday. This is day 10 of this stuff. I've been home since then. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. It's a lingerer. I actually got a message about it of, it was being recoded, and I'm just going to have to write it out. So today's probably the day I have felt my best in this whole time. The coughing at night, keeps me awake. By the end of the day, my throat's pretty raw. So we'll see how today goes. In the morning, I'm really good. And then by the end of the day, I'm like exhausted. Hey, Keela. And so yeah, just letting it run its course. I was told to behave while in class under the penalty of don't make me laugh. Can make me cough. Yeah, right. Behave. How do you behave? I mean, it's all behaving, right? I'm shuffling a deck of the Crystal Spirit Smithsonite. I have no idea what that is. Any of you heard of this? It's pretty. Green, all about healing. And gold, all about healing. So authenticity, paying attention to yourself. Pay attention to what's going on for you. What are you feeling? More rain here. It's not been productive. Oh. Yeah, we had some rain. We had a couple of little micro storms that came through. Not long. They didn't last long. I'm looking up what this is. So the timelines are collapsing rapidly. Very rapidly. So if you're feeling a little anxious, angry, tense, depending on where you are on your own journey, we all feel something different. And we're seeing more of the upheaval that's coming, or that's been coming. It's been amplifying, because as the light gets brighter, those that serve the dark, if you will, the dark energies, I never heard of that stone either, are the artificial. The artificials, the ones that have been here, the Anunnaki, all those that have been here for a long time, are trying harder now, of course, to push our light down. So we're seeing all that stuff come out into the public eye now. So people that have been in a really deep denial, that's what we're seeing and feeling. We do not need to get caught up in it. That's the key. If we get caught in it, it just dims us, and it dims our energy and our purpose here. For me, that's true for me. Okay, so Smithsonite. Rebirth from chaos. Just can't make it up, right? All right. Rebirth from chaos. Evolution, stress relief, emotional boost, clearing of obstacles to growth. From here to there can be a rocky road, one that may even seem to move under your feet as you engage in a process of healing and with the roiling emotions. The journey can be confusing and unsettling and cause you to want to beat a hasty retreat, but Smithsonite Spirit's message is clear as can be. You are haltingly moving forward into ceasing to creating, I can read, something new. So this is what I'm talking about. All the and being unsteady. There's this unsteady feeling as the energies are moving and our own stuff, deep layers are being pushed up. Bigger than that, we're feeling the collective. Yes, we have our own stuff coming up, and as we clear that and transform our own energy, then we help the collective do the same. It's not about us transmuting for the collective. We're not transmuting the collective anymore. We used to do that just automatically. It's very exhausting. So now it's focusing, turning your blinkers inward and focusing on yourself. Slowing down to catch up. And taking care of your own space and your own energy. That's what the authenticity is about. You taking care of you. You having really clear boundaries. Not overspilling your own energy. And having clear boundaries for others to not overspill on you. We have big energy. It happens. So being mindful and paying attention to you, your space, your energy. When you get angry, when you get upset, we're like out there, right? We're pissed off and now we're going to know it, whether we ever say anything or not. Love is the same. So just being mindful so that we're not splashing everywhere. Turn those blinkers inward. Take care of your own self. The things that we've done, the old things, the rescuing, the saving, the trying to help others, if they don't want help, there's no helping them. We have to live our life, and they're going to get the example of that. And if they want it, they're going to come along. And if they don't want it, they're not going to come along. But it's not up to us anymore to waste, well, it never was, but it's not up to us to waste our energy trying to help them. It's taken me years to learn this. And I learned it a lot in recovery because I would get these people who said they want a sponsor, said they want recovery, but then they want to do shit. And they want to buck the system the whole way. Well, I don't have time for that shit. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Go get drunk. Go get down. I don't care. I don't care. I love you as a human being. I'm like C4 when I explode. Exactly. Right? So that's a clear, that in that vein, right, for me, not the 4, C4, but it's a clear vein. I'm not angry about it. I'm just like, you know what? I don't have time for this. Here's my rules, my guidelines, there are my rules. There's my rules, my boundaries. And if you want to play in my sandbox as your sponsor, this is what you need to do. You don't want to do that? Great. Go find someone else. Like, it's not a big deal. But for a long time, I wanted it more than they did. And that's the key, right? When we want it more for someone else, we want them to hurry up and catch up to us. We want them to get transformed. We want them to wake up. I want it more than they do. Doesn't work. You can keep doing it if you want to. I mean, you're going to do you. When I explode, I am like C4 also. So the last time that happened, I think I shared with you all, I went outside. I went outside so I didn't explode everywhere. And they were clueless. The one, my husband thought I was mad at him, and the other one thought I was mad at him too. The one I was mad at. Had nothing to do with either one of them, truth be told. Right? It was my stuff. So when we're exploding, when we're that angry, it's really taking a look at what's under it. What's under the anger? What's the wound that just got touched? What's the trigger that just got pushed? Currently mastering that. Yeah, it takes practice. It takes practice. And our energy's really big, so even if we're not speaking, those that are sensitive around us know. Lou always knows when I'm upset. A lot of times he'll just leave me alone. Sometimes he'll ask me. He kind of knows the timing now after all these years. But it's a practice. But it's important. It's important for us to, A, not splash it. Go take care of yourself, because it's not anybody else's fault. It's the opportunity and the mirror for us to look at ourselves. What am I so angry about? What just got pushed? Like, that incident had nothing to do with him, because the reaction was way out of proportion to the circumstance. And he had no freaking idea. I trained him. He learns really well. He does. He really does. What I've learned about him is I'll hear him speak verbatim some things that I've said to someone else. So he hears me, but I'm not directing it at him. And he used to read, I don't know if he still does or not, he used to read all my emails. Because a lot of that was processing then. So he would read my emails and know where I was at. Keeping in front of mind for a while has to get better. Yes, it does. So listen, we spent from this birth in this life and lifetimes with this program. Right? We've been here for lifetimes. We have lifetimes of programming. And in this lifetime, we've decided we're going to change it all. It's all come to this pinnacle point. We're at the tipping point where it's all now crumbling. And it feels super, super intense. These are the points that we died in the past. Yeah, right? Let that land. We didn't make it through. So it feels really, really hard sometimes. And really, really painful. Because it's not just this lifetime. We're clearing lifetimes. And while it's getting easier, because the energy is really supporting that, it's still our own humanness. Right? We still have our own human to deal with. Our own emotions and stuff that show up. It does get easier. It gets better. It does. Dying doesn't sound bad. I know. I hear you. I do. I hear you. I'm not interested in coming back. If I die, I'm not coming back. So, I'd like to wrap it all up. I'd like to not die in this lifetime where I've done it before. And it wasn't always that way. I promise you. It was not always that way. So, maybe we have to find some Smiths, and I have no idea where you even find it. I've never even heard of it. This crystal that I pulled. All about the healing. You can see the two colors, the gold and the green, all about healing. And then the diamond white light. All right, let's see. Oh, there's all kinds of messages here. Let me see, what am I meant to read here? Let's go with, I'm just going to finish the top part where I started. If you feel as if you're unsteady and even going a little backward at times, it is only because you are being asked to look at the past and the lessons learned so that your next steps can be sure and steady. The ground is firm beneath you, the wind is at your back, and the conscious universe excuse me, is beside you, so there is no need to look for what may seem to be safer ground. The landscape around you is changing. You are changing, and soon you will feel much more settled if you heed the call of Smithsonite spirit and trust that you'll be just fine. So breathe. Breathe. It's all going to resolve soon, and the obstacles you find daunting will disappear. So that is the energy right now. The energies are moving, and the timelines are collapsing. It's moving fast. It's moving hard. intense. You know, we're like, every time we're like, it's so intense. Oh, and then we get used to that, or that gets to be normal. And then the next thing comes along, and then it's so intense. So, you know, yeah, like, I haven't felt terrible. I just haven't had any energy. And it's been since last Thursday. I'm like, oh my God, seriously. The patience and the surrender to just let it be and write it out, because I'm not that. And I want to put all this stuff in my system and hurry up. Let's move on out. Let's move through. I don't have time for this. That's not happening. And I just let it be. And I just sat and be quiet. Now my brain was kind of foggy a bit for a lot of it, because it's all up here. So yeah, there we go. What do you have? What do you have for me? Questions? Where are you at? Dying doesn't sound so bad. Well, you know, there's many ways to die, Brad. We are dying. Like, the old version of ourselves is dying. Let me see here. Let's do this one. My new deck. I got a new deck. It's called Intuitive Whispers. So let's see what the guidance is for our journey today. Well, it says only one of you still here. How many of you are still here? I did bless it up, but I hadn't even really shuffled it, so. Dying a wee bit each day, right? We're surrendering the old. I'm going to be eaten by an anaconda. Oh my God. Well, I'll squeeze you to death first, so it won't hurt. Why would you do that? Yes, Alita, we do. We die a bit each day. Wouldn't you know? It's the first card. It's the card I looked at when I pulled the deck up. It's the first card of the whole deck. Slow down. And number 1 is about new beginnings. That's the part that's dying. So there's a place of, for many of us on our journey as we travel this road, is there's a place to grieve the version that brought us here. The survivor, the one that's come from the whole, you know, all the timelines, all the lifetimes. There's many versions in this one, in this life, and we're shedding all the patterns, all the ancestral, generational patterns. It was our agreement. That's what we came here to do. That's why I named the Church of the Rising Phoenix. Yes, 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 yes. Out of the ashes. Out of the ashes, the Phoenix is reborn. It was one of my favorite scenes in the Harry Potter. All right. You are being called to slow down. The world around you might feel it's moving too fast, but remember, there is hardly ever an outward hurry, only an inner one. You don't need to move fast to get to your destination. Slowing down will allow you to prioritize what is truly important to you and make space for your intuition to be heard. Being still can feel rebellious in a world that celebrates busyness, but this is your time to rebel. I love that. Disconnect in order to reconnect. It's that slowing down to catch up to ourselves. And if you've slowed down already, because you've heard me say this over and over, slow down some more. If you feel like you're already slow, slower. The vibration is high. It's off the charts. We're feeling that, and it feels really fast. And yes, we've been programmed to be busy and produce. When we slow down to feel and catch up to ourselves, a lot of energy moving here, the vibration can go higher, helps us to move higher in our vibration. Doing more does not produce higher vibration. It produces more chaos and more exhaustion. Does that make sense? So when you're slowing down, these cards need to stop attacking me. I know, right? They're just so poignant. So when we're slowing down to catch up, we're allowing ourselves to embody that higher vibration and allowing our DNA and our cells to be recoded to hold more light. When we're always running to be busy, because that's the dialogue, then we're just creating more chaos. Just like that anger, when the C4, when you're exploding with anger, we're not creating a higher vibration for ourselves. Yes, I got a lot of stuff done, great. Who cares? Maybe there are things to get to your destination, your journey, your whatever you're doing. Great. Do them from a space of inspiration and desire, not because I have to or I'm supposed to. I didn't send an email out for a month. I had good plans and I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to do it, so I better do it. And I couldn't. The message finally got through that when I'm doing because I'm supposed to, it doesn't work anyway. I don't get the response. I don't get I don't get anything from it. And they all feel it because I'm supposed to do it. So I have to stop. And then this shows up. And so I slowed down even more. I did send some emails out because I've been promoting something. Hi, Locksme. I've been promoting something, so I've been sending stuff out from a space of inspiration and because it feels aligned and not because I'm supposed to. It's hard. That's a hard one. It was a hard one for me to learn. I'm 57. I'm almost 58. It's taken me a lot of years to learn that. I say it and it's like, it just sounds so ridiculous, but it takes what it takes. We've been conditioned for many, many lifetimes. This is not just one lifetime. Gotta run. Gotta do a few things that need doing. All right. See you all. See you. I probably won't be here next week. I'm out of town all weekend. Leaving Friday. Friday morning. I'll be leaving. I might do something earlier, but I'm not promising anything. So, the slowing down, right? Slow down so we can catch up. So we can feel and embody the vibrations. And we hold more light. And we're more purposeful. We're intentional. We're mindful. But as long as we're constantly going and producing and trying to achieve something because we're supposed to, it's empty. Yes, I'm sure we will. Have a great weekend. Meeting resistance in the supposed to do. Even my doggos are bugging me. Well, you know. And they just don't love. That's when I know I'm pushing too hard. Yep. They're your cue. I've been doing the supposed to do for far too long this week. Need to give me grace today. Yep. Take a nap. Drink some water. Do what moves you to do. Not because you have to or you're supposed to. I have a hair. It's a tough one. We've been conditioned for a long, long time as a survival technique. The harder you work, but it's really about being. It's really about being and taking the action from that place of being and centered and inspiration. So do what feels aligned. Your dogs they need what they need. You have dogs, you got to take care of them like your kids, you know. That's what's going to happen. It's a given. And sometimes they're the purpose to get us off the couch and get out. Hi, Steph. Good morning. To get us off the couch and out of the house for some fresh air. You know, take a little walk. Sometimes that's their purpose, right? All right, so how to slow down. Close your eyes and observe your breath. Notice how deep or shallow your breath is in this moment. How fast or slow your inner world feels This awareness will give you the chance to slow down consciously. So I count mine. When I'm running crazy or my head's off in whatever track it happens to be on, I count in and out. I count inhale for 8, exhale out my mouth for 8. Inhale through my nose, out of my mouth for 8. All 8, 8, 8. You can do whatever count you want, but what that does, good morning, is it gets me out of whatever's going on in here because it changes the focus. And now I'm on my breath and the counting. So it takes me out of my head. Deepen your breath. 6 seconds inhaling through the nose and 6 seconds exhaling through the nose. All right, well, it's different. Slowing down your breath will take you deeper within yourself, creating a stillness that allows you to listen to your intuition. Live rebelliously slow. Live rebelliously slow. I love that. I love that. Let's take the mantra. Live rebelliously slow. So Lou's at an event today, and he's like, are you going to come down? And I was like, I don't know. It's a lot of people. It's a fundraiser. It's a fish fry. I went last year. It was fun. I mean, it was good fun, but I'm like, there's a lot of people. I don't know if I'm ready to be around a lot of people. So I didn't commit. I said, I don't know if I'm going to be there or not. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. All right, now let's pop them right back out. Let's see what is it. I pulled another from the same deck. The precious present moment. Right? I like looking at my computer screen at the card. I see it a little bit different than I do when I look at it. Look gorgeous. Number 29, which is another 11. So there's 1, 1, 1. Right? Yeah. Do I need to read it? I mean, it's all pretty clear. Look around you in this moment. What can you see? Try to notice 5 things that you hadn't been aware of just a few moments ago, such as colors, textures, sounds, or feelings within yourself. We can so often get caught in our mind, analyzing the past or predicting the unknown future, that we forget to notice so much of the beauty of the moment. This is for all of us, but I was thinking of you, Alita, there, with your comment right there. Much of our suffering happens outside of this present moment, so when we can train ourselves to become more present, we take ourselves away from a lot of unnecessary pain. Whenever you feel you are caught up in the busyness of the mind, the way to guide yourself back to the present moment is to focus your attention on your breath and the physical sensations of your body, both which are always in the present moment. That's what you asked for, right? Get the message. It is thought that anxiety is created by the mind worrying about the future, and depression is created by analyzing the past. So, by beginning to spend more time exploring the precious present moment, you will feel more peaceful. Perfect. Questions? Anybody have any questions? There's a lot of activity. A lot of the planets are shifting their stations. Solar flares, geomagnetic storms. You know, if you're familiar with the Schumann resonance, there's just so much stuff and so many things being exposed that people not us, and I don't mean that as a judgment, just people that are not us didn't know. And that's creating, because it's bumping up, you just have to think about yourself. And when you started learning, or when you get really passionate about it, because you want them to get it, because you've already known, just remember where we hit our denial in our awakening, and where we fight and resist ourselves, just like the slowing down. We fight and resist because it's part of our humanness. And so they're in a whole different place than we are. And just seeing it. So what's their first reaction is anger. Anger that they didn't know, or anger that it was done to them, or anger at whatever. And we're feeling that. So if you're having bursts of anger or outbursts of different emotions, pay attention. Likely it's not your stuff. Yeah. Just pay attention and breathe. And do the things you do for you to raise your vibration. Take a bath. Put some Epsom salts in it or some sea salt. Help clear your energy. I didn't take a bath hardly ever during this whole time. I put this blue stone is very intentional for my throat. Blue is the throat color. So it was very intentional to wear this. To help this and to help me speak clearly. Authentically. Not that I have a lot of issue about that, but you know, sometimes I'll censor something. You all know that. All right, any questions? I didn't have any questions. I'm going to do one more of this one. It'll be our guidance to take with us for the week. The Divine Masters. All right, who's going to work with us or walk with us this week? Comments. Questions or comments? I'm grateful my throat doesn't feel on fire after talking. Whew. Kind of rough. I don't want to talk because my throat would just be on fire. It's funny, I got dressed this morning and I'm like, I wanted some color. Most of my shirts are plain. And so I have dresses. These is a dress. And then I'm like, but I really need to wear this. It doesn't really, whatever. I felt like a little kid. I'm going to wear my two favorite things and they don't match. And I don't care. I just laugh at myself. All right. Ishtar. Inner learning. Follow your heart. Truth prevails. Look at the choker she has on her neck. Mine's different, you know, different color, but wearing that choker. Star choker. All right, Ishtar. Inner learnings. Are these in order? H-I. They are in order. Cool. Yeah, Ishtar. Okay. Your message. I'm going to just go with the message. Information is being revealed to you, and it's important to listen, especially as there's a good chance it will bring a war between your head and heart. Let me read that again. Information is being revealed to you, and it's important to listen, especially as there's a good chance it will bring a war between your head and heart. Huh. Okay. I had to make sure I read that. I'm like, really? Okay. I get it. The longest distance, right? Between your head and your heart, dropping into the heart. You are being guided to listen to your heart. The part of you that makes decisions based on what feels best rather than what makes sense. Can't make this up. You may have to take a decision that makes you feel you're losing out, but in fact, you may have to. Okay, I'm like, I don't know why this is not quite ringing here. You may have to take a decision that makes you feel you're losing out, but in fact will lead you to a feeling of finding treasure or even feeling treasured. Oh, you're in the car. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're here in the car. Okay, there's more to it. You are being encouraged to seek the truth now, even if it is challenging or difficult. It's important to honor it. The truth will always prevail, whether it be now or in the future. You are being guided to save yourself emotional strain and also time by allowing what needs to be shared, said, felt, and communicated in order to be more connected to your heart and ultimately for the highest good of all. Authentic. The head is meant to be the servant. We've been taught that it's the master. And this is the mindfuck. Literally. This is meant to be the guide. And this is meant to be the servant. We've been taught different. Bypass the heart, bypass the emotions, go with logic. Control. They can control us that way. The infamous they. Those beings that want to be in power and want to control us. They can control us when we're always in here. But when we're in here, we can hear. And we can listen to our intuition. And we get guidance that's never, ever, ever wrong. Ever. Even when it doesn't make sense. It's not logical. Right? It's not logical. So yeah, listen. Listen to the heart. It takes getting quiet, being still, slowing down. It takes us to do that. So we can hear. My ears have been plugged up. So I asked Spirit, I'm like, why? What's with this whole? And it was so you can learn to listen. Stop. Well, and I couldn't talk, so stop talking. So you can learn to listen. And then my ears get plugged up. Oh, so I can listen to the higher messages. Right? The intuition. Spirit guidance. So when you pay attention to what the symptoms are, they tell you. In the sore throat, my friend read to me, she said the sore throat from Louise Hay is about swallowed anger. And I can't remember all the exact words, but it was about moving, like, in my words, letting go of the old and moving forward into the new. And I had just said those things to her when she read what the symptoms were for this. I'm telling you, it was on fire. It was just fire in my throat. It was so painful. And so you're welcome. So yeah, you can, Louise Hay has a book. There's several books on the emotions. Oh, that's it, right? Yeah. So yeah, I just stopped. I'm like, I'm going to do the minimal talking. I canceled all my phone calls. I had a couple yesterday and I got off and I was like, ugh, it wasn't as bad as it has been, but oh my gosh. It was quite, quite painful. The experience. And hot. It was just hot and on fire. This whole, and it was right at the back of the throat where you swallow and oh my God. So, I still have some congestion, but I'm not coughing right now and it's not sore from talking. So, that's progress. And this is the first day. Day 10. Day 10. So, finally can close out, move on. Feeling all that too, yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yes. And then the head stuff can be grief. It can also, migraines are often about rage. Not always though. There's other things that will cause migraines. And then, the ears. Sometimes we have the pitches in the ears. And somebody was sharing with me that they have the tinnitus. Oh, the plugged ears, yes. And Spirit told her the message she got was that when you listen and stop listening from out there, when you learn to listen in here, this will stop. I was like, oh. I don't have tinnitus, but they are plugged, and that's from, listening out there and not listening from in here, in the heart. So today feels aligned. Like I feel aligned in that. So getting quiet so we can hear. Listening, go out for a walk, go hug your trees. Excuse me. Put your bare feet on the ground. If you're in the snow still, and you don't want to walk barefoot because we have snakes out here and stuff, there are areas I can walk, there's no snakes. But I stepped on stickers yesterday. I was like, oh, come on, really? So anyway, put your feet on the ground. Yeah. Ringing. Oh yeah, the ringing. Yeah. So when we stop trying to hear from out here and listen in here, I got a tickle now in my throat. Time to wrap it up. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. All right, lovelies. I'm going to say goodbye so I can go get some water now. You know, I watered everything. Oh my goodness. All right. I love you. Have a great weekend. I'll see you here in 2 weeks. Probably not next week. All right.